in my time, it was easy to just disappear. And I was a master disappearer. All right, welcome to yet another episode of School Talk Cafe. As you know, I am Sele, and I have here with me
Adeayo.
All right, so let's dig in.
Why are you looking at the table?
Well, I wanted to sound a note of warning.
Hey, are we doing this
before now?
Bring it on.
Off camera. I'm going to say it again.
Okay.
We have 4 sandwiches here. Which means 2 for you, 2 for me.
Yes.
I'm a slow eater, you're not.
Who says I'm a fast eater?
So when you've done your 2, please don't extend.
Anyway, please don't me thank you. You know you threatened me the last episode that he may not have even given me anything, but at least he has been a nice host.
So out of the
I was waiting for the donuts, but
no.
He came with bread.
If you exhibit good behavior this time, then maybe we'll graduate to donuts.
Consequences?
Yeah, consequences is management. Okay. So if you have good behavior, we'll do donuts next time. But
okay. No, this is nice.
I've stepped up from groundnuts.
Yours. Let me clap for you.
Okay, so what are we looking at today?
We're going to be looking at managing large classrooms, and that is a biggie.
Managing large classrooms. Well, this topic most times speaks to public schools.
Yes, government schools.
Most private schools already know to or not to have large
it's even a selling
classes,
point, yes.
And it's a selling point because it's a key thing in the training of these children, in teaching them. So, what is it about large classrooms that is just not okay?
Were you ever in a school that had large classrooms?
In our time, it looked normal.
What was normal about having
I went to 4 secondary schools.
Do you want to just talk about that?
No. That's another story for another day. I went to 4 secondary schools. But in one of the schools that I attended, we were 50 in a class.
You're not many now.
That was large.
You're not many.
No, that was 50. Large. Yes.
You've not seen 80-something.
80-something. Are you sure there's 80-something?
Should I call names of schools?
No. Let's
not that.
But for real.
Yes, I was in a secondary school while I was in this state for 4 years, and we're 80-something in the class, and we had many arms of that class.
As a student?
As a student, yes. And even my daughter in Abuja, I would not call the name of the school. They were 80-something in the class, they also had many arms. So imagine my first.
No, wait. Okay, let's say JS2A.
Yes.
80-something.
Yes.
JS2B.
Yes.
80-something.
Yes. Science. Yes.
80-something.
Yes. And that was even SS1, the SS2, yes.
Wow.
Yep. And this is in the 21st century, not even when I was in secondary school. And there's still schools like that.
When I was in secondary school, well, I was in a school where we're 20-something, and I also attended a school where we're 50-something. Thereabouts, yeah.
I've been in school where we're just 14 in my class. So imagine me going from 8-something in a class where I was completely lost. I was a border, so I would eat the papanaka in the morning and go to the class and I'm off.
Just knock off.
I'm gone.
And then wake up after
just before break. People, but it was not my village people. I was gone.
I think we should do an episode on
breakfast choices.
Yes, breakfast choices for children. That's something to think about. But anyway, let's stick to what we're discussing today. Managing large classes. What are the challenges for these children?
You're going to lose the majority of those children. You can't handle them. It's like saying a pastor of a church who has multitudes of members. Let's be honest. You can't handle those members. You can't. You lose efficiency. And it's the same thing. One teacher with 50-something, that's a lot. You can't effectively say this is how your student is performing. It's not possible. So you're going to lose children. You're going to, I think that's basically, you're going to lose children, really. So I don't know how you were when you were 50 in your class. Me, I was lost. Completely gone. My child never knew who I was. It's not possible. 14 in the class, you can't not but be found.
At a glance,
At a glance, yeah, you're not in class. The teacher no. You are sleeping. The teacher is aware.
Yeah, in my time, it was easy to just disappear. And I was a master disappearer. Because in that particular school, the windows didn't have any kind of burglary proofing or anything.
They are going far.
So, I mean, the window was more effective as an exit than the door. You know, especially when a subject teacher comes in that you don't like. You just ease to the window edge and then you just roll. Yeah, you roll. No, you can't just climb out. They will see you.
You roll out of a window.
That's an art on its own.
That you are not supposed to learn.
Do not
Stay
try
in class.
Do not try this at
Don't say you heard him say it. No.
It's so wrong. Anyway, I trust that those kind of things don't happen anymore. I didn't say you should now. Don't let her drop in stories about that.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so it was easy to roll out of the class and almost not get noticed. I think the places where I got noticed was my math class, my literature class, and my English class. Because I was very active in those classes. That's the only reason why they would notice me. So anytime I rolled out and the teacher was, going on, and then, where's Sele? Because they know that at this point, Sele would have raised his hand to contribute, or they can just ask me something,
50 students.
And they can just ask me and I will say something, but I was nowhere to be found, so they will know. So what did that do for me? Those classes, I never could escape after a while, because I know the teachers will know, and so I will sit back. But geography,
No, I liked geography.
I like geography, but the teacher was something else. He just didn't help matters.
He didn't help matters
at all.
He was lost in the map.
In fact, that one was another thing. I almost didn't do geography in WAEC, if not for my dad, who just says, how far with geography and all of that, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. And you're not doing what? You registered for geography. How come? I say, I don't. The man doesn't really teach us, because, and that was the truth. He would just come, write notes on the board, and
but geography was a lot of supposed to be interactive.
And that was it. And in 1 month, my dad got me a lesson teacher, and in 1 month I covered the entire geography syllabus with that man. God bless him, whoever he is, Mr. Akingogo.
We still remember his name.
Yes, sir.
I hope.
And this is almost 40 years ago.
I almost said I hope you are alive.
Almost 40 years ago. If
you are still alive,
wherever you are, God bless you. Mr. Akingogo took me through geography, and in 1 month I was ready.
Wow.
And I made a C4 in geography.
Wow.
So imagine if I had really gone, extensively. I've been an A student in geography.
Should we call you that teacher?
And this was the and this was the same geography I was already jumping out of the window for. So back to the issue.
We're rotating out of the window.
Rolling out of the window.
Yeah.
So back to the issue. Big classrooms, large classes. The challenges, you've mentioned them. I just want to articulate them and itemize them 1, 2, 3. First one you mentioned was the fact that the children don't get to learn. They don't get to learn in those kind of classes because it's too much for the teachers to handle. Second thing is there's easy distraction. There's a lot of noise. There's, children how restless and pranky and naughty they can be in class, and of course that's distracting everybody. People are giggling in one corner, some people are mimicking the teacher. I was very good at that. I mean, I could mimic a whole lot of our teachers.
I'm just marking your errors, your grammatical errors. I'm marking them down.
So I mean, and all of that is happening while a class should be happening. So that's serious distraction. And so
if the child doesn't understand what the teacher is saying, he's not going to ask.
Then another factor is, how do you report the progress of a child that you can't even monitor effectively?
I don't even know.
You don't even know. So I mean, just those 3 challenges are enough for us to say it's a no-no. It's a no-no.
It's a no-no.
Now let's look at those challenges and let's try and prefer solutions. because I mean that's what school talk is about.
Yeah.
We don't want to just come and talk about the problems alone. What can we do? What can be done? Because I know that in a lot of these the schools, it's public schools that are mostly guilty of this. And there's almost nothing they can do about it. As in, they cannot create smaller classes. So we should be talking about how do they manage those classes as they are, and at least try and get some form of, effectiveness out of teaching these children. Another point I forgot to mention is teacher burnout.
Yeah.
It can be really exhausting handling such a large class. How do you even start to mark effectively? How do you,
there's no effective
yeah. So I mean, and the teacher is just stressed out. He's a human being like everybody else. 50 and above. I mean, 50 is even a good one for me.
50, average 50.
What you're saying now, 80 something in your time.
Yes,
not to not talk of
even in now. Possible, yeah.
So that's scary, really scary. 80 something. So we just have to, this is where we are, and we have to, should I say, make do or make the best of the situation?
No, I don't think we need to make do or make best, because I think
I'm trying to be practical here. I hear you, but you see, while we push for the ideal, we should be able to.
What's the ideal?
The ideal is to reduce the classes to maybe like 20 something at the most.
I shouldn't say 30, because the AC curriculum and other Montessori curriculum is saying nothing more than 25 in a class.
Good.
And then
you want to tell government, Nigerian government, to reduce your 80 something per class system to 25 in which year? This is 2025.
Okay,
which year do you think that will happen?
So can we not make excuses for bad behavior?
Okay.
And not give excuses?
Fine.
Because
no excuses, and that's why we're saying let us manage that 80 something now.
Okay, so let me hear how you want to manage 80 something in a class.
Okay.
How many teachers in that class?
One, and then maybe get an assistant.
You can't manage, two people can't manage 80 something effectively either.
Wait now. These are my own solutions.
I'm listening.
And tell me whether it doesn't make sense or it makes sense. Okay. So we have 80 something in the class. You get an assistant. That's first step. That means the class is already split in two.
40 on the average.
40 on the average.
If I'm using my 80 plus.
Good. Now, split the class itself into 4.
Okay.
You are not separating their chairs or anything. It's like an invisible demarcation. Just like when you have an event, for instance, and you split the entire hall into 4 in your mind's eye, and then you tell, because I've done events before, and then you tell the.
I've done events before.
Yes. And then you tell the servers, managed by some of the ushers, everything in this corner
is under your
this thing. Yes. There's no food there. It's these 2 servers I'm holding. You supervise them. That's the usher you're telling now. And you do the same for all the quadrants of the hall. Same thing. You bring it into this class situation.
Okay.
Because see, we have to be innovative. Government, you will shout from morning till night. At best, they will set up a committee. And then the committee will look into it. They'll look into it for another 4 years.
While they're eating the money, can we say that part? While they're eating the money that should go into the education system, yells.
Okay, let's take a brief break and then we'll be back after this moment.
All right.
All right, so we're back, and we're saying about you were saying how government needs to do this, and I was saying how we need to manage large classrooms, large classes. I would let you speak to that, but just give me a second. Let me explain where I'm going with what I was saying.
Okay. I'm listening.
Our viewers need to hear.
I'm listening.
And then they can now come up and say, oh, what I'm saying doesn't make sense or whatever.
No, what you say will make sense, really, but anyway, go ahead.
Now, here's the thing. If we mark out that classroom into 4,
corner.
Like I was saying. 4 corner. Anyway, if we mark out the classroom into 4, and then you appoint, pick the brilliant students amongst them.
Okay.
The ones who will really grab. Most times they're the guys who sit in front.
Okay.
Yes, the naughty ones are the ones who don't
that's
care.
a stereotype, but anyway.
It's not a stereotype. The naughty ones are the ones who don't care.
They hide at the back.
Where they won't be seen because they want to do other things. It's just normal strategy. We've been there before, so don't worry. Okay, now pick those ones, 4 of them, put them in, your marked out
strategy, 4 quarters,
and then put them in charge of all the students in those 4 sections of the classroom. Now, what does that do for you? It helps you manage the information. It helps you get desired feedback. It helps keep them in check because now you are setting the captains on them. Instead of 1 class captain, it's like you have 4.
Okay.
You understand? Now, those boys, being the fact that
why boys, girls?
Girls too.
Okay.
I went to an all-boys school.
I went to an all-girls school at some point.
So that's why we're doing it.
All right.
Okay, so those children,
children, yes,
being the brilliant ones in the class, so they learn faster, they process faster. They can now have tutorial groups that teach their mates. And now that's not a new thing. All we're just doing is trying to make it more effective and, like you said, institutionalize it. So they're teaching their peers, peer-to-peer review and all of that. They help also maintain discipline in the class, which in turn helps concentration levels. So at the end of the day, yes, it's not the most ideal setting, but you are helping to manage. It's managing we're talking about.
But why are we bent on managing a situation?
There we go.
Wait, why are we bent on managing the situation when there are resources that should be put in to the educational system as a whole? What on earth are we doing with money in this country if the education system is lacking?
Okay. I agree with you that we should spend more on education. I agree with you that things need to be done by government, especially in the public schools.
Yeah, the government,
and they have more of these children than in the private schools. So something needs to be done.
Exactly.
Now, and I'm for making sure that something should be done.
Okay, good.
However, in that time, because these things take time with government, it does take time.
You're getting me riled up right now.
No.
Why should it take time?
Because that is how we see you. These are things you don't have control over. You need for the other party. Let's assume, for the purpose of this discussion, you are the aggrieved party. Yes, and you're taking your grievance to government to say, hey, this needs to be attended to. Wild guess, how long do you think that will take before they finally get around to doing it?
It shouldn't take a week.
Really?
It shouldn't. I'm not saying it shouldn't take a week. If we have systems in place, what is causing the delay? What's causing this delay, Ghana?
Beautiful. It's like you don't understand how things work.
How things should work.
No. How things actually work. There's a laid down process from the time you even write to say this is my grievance, and you'll be shocked that you're not the only person who's on that queue.
Yeah, I agree.
There are quite a number of people.
Yes.
Now, you and I both know that the system of governance is not the most efficient right now.
Why?
Okay. It's not our show that will tell you why or not why. We want practicable, workable solutions, both in the short term and in the long term.
I agree with you.
Now, you want what you're saying to happen short term. I'm telling you that the reality on ground is that thing you're preferring, that solution, is not short term.
It's long term.
Good. So why are you saying it's happening in a week?
No, and there are systems in. Well,
how effective are those systems?
That's now you're coming to my side.
No. I've always been on your side. I just want us to be
realistic
and realistic.
Yes, and I want to stop enabling bad behavior.
We're not enabling. We're speaking against it. That's what this show is about.
Good.
But what we're saying is this.
Yes.
While we are pushing for government to do the right thing.
While we are enabling them,
we're trying
bad
to
behavior,
say it's not about enabling.
Okay.
Pushing for change is not enablement.
Okay.
Which is what you're doing, which I'm supporting too.
Okay.
So,
so
don't go there.
Okay.
We are not enabling.
We're not enabling bad behavior.
What we're saying is this. Ade, listen to me.
Okay.
What we're saying is this. In that time that we are going to either go to Ministry of Education, carry placards, march around town, and shout and do whatever, because you need to do that. ASUU has been on strike for quite a while. And they had to call it off after months. When did that reach?
I didn't want to.
What's it called? Labor Union have done one or two. So, is it when you now go there that everything just become hunky-dory all of a sudden? So you need to understand that this is the reality. This is the climb we are in. It's not a new movement. People are still fighting till tomorrow for things to change.
So why have things not changed?
Because there's a nonchalance that is doing this thing. That's not new. What we're saying here is not new. So you need to understand that and factor that. So
okay.
Now
factoring in this bad behavior
situation.
Okay.
Should the children still be suffering?
No.
And that's why I'm bringing in what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's not about I
need to hear what you guys are going to say about this.
You guys need to say something about this. Because I doesn't seem to get where I'm going.
I guess where he's coming from. I guess where he's coming from. Anyway, you were saying something.
This is school talk, and this is what we do here.
Yes. So
fine. Now, when we do all of those things that I said, you'll find out that it is manageable. It's not ideal. It's not the best, but it's manageable pending when what you are advocating for will come to pass, which I know, which you refuse to accept, will not happen overnight. Not in that 1 week that you were saying. Definitely not. Now, let me give you a factual citation. In 2021, the budget, the percentage of what was budgeted for education vis-a-vis the Nigerian budget was 5.68%. Education received 5.68% of 2021 budget.
5.68%.
Yes. In 2022, it climbed up a bit.
So, what's a climb?
6 point something.
It climbed?
Yes. That's a climb.
That's a climb.
It didn't go down, it moved up. Then in 2023, we recorded the highest ever.
20?
Yes. No, 20. In 2023, funny enough, that was the year we recorded the highest budgetary allocation for education.
And that was what?
That was 8.8%.
What's it shuffling?
Okay.
We're not claiming.
Now, let me now shock you. In 2024, we witnessed a decline. Yes, we went back to 7 point something.
We went. I'm going to bite my lip right now.
Just bite it very well.
Okay.
In 2024, we witnessed a decline. In 2025, what's being proposed is still not up to what we got in 2023. That 8%.
So it's not
up. So
we're just dancing scale.
We're just
dancing scale. We'll just say
doing chess, moving pieces forward and backwards.
Don't say we're dancing scale.
This is education. I don't even want to start comparing it with what maintenance of the Senate or legislature or whatever.
Don't get me started.
I don't want to compare it with that.
Thank you.
So that tells you that tells you where our priority lies.
Exactly.
See, we're saying the same thing.
Okay. I like what
I just want to be realistic.
And I'm being idealistic.
Now, yes, don't be idealistic in this. The reality of the matter is there's very little concern or attention or based on the actions. I don't care what anybody is saying.
Intentions are irrelevant right now. Actions,
actions are speaking clearly. That education is really not a
priority, not important.
Okay, ask me, what is the UNESCO standard or recommended?
I'm afraid to ask
this thing. I will still say it. The recommended budgetary allocation
for education
by United Nations UNESCO in short is 26%. See how far. If we're even managing to do 20%, we will say okay. We've not even entered 10. In the last 5 years, we've not entered 10%.
And then we wonder why our education system is the way it is.
So you see what I'm saying now. So let's go start from there. If we don't have up to 10% budgetary allocation for education, and you are saying, oh, government should do this, government should do that, is it outside the budget? Is that constitutional? So now, which means there has to be some kind of approval for more allocations.
Please, who is approving the allocation?
So will that happen in 1 week?
Sorry, if there's no food in the house and mommy goes to daddy and says, hello daddy, there's no food in the house, we take daddy 1 year to buy food in the house.
Because this is that small family, we're talking about a country. That analogy,
it's the same principle.
No. That analogy doesn't quite work. Because
okay,
you see, there's a whole process of making the budget, passing the budget, approving things.
Guys, do you really think passing of bills or budgets should take forever?
Our constitution.
It needs to be amended.
That doesn't mean that nothing can be done by government to bridge. I mean, this is a state of emergency.
Please.
This is actually a state of emergency. These children end up just going to school for
the fun of it, for the
formality.
Yes, for the formality. Yes,
you should go to school.
But that we
at the
read.
end of the day, the society is suffering for it, because right now we don't have quality graduates of any sort. Really, we don't have any quality graduates. At the end of the day, when we want to employ, and I've been in recruitment for quite a while, when we now want to employ, we throw open vacancies. We see hordes of applicants, candidates,
very unqualified.
But do you know you can take up to 2 months to get the qualified?
Yes.
You keep going through CVs, going through
resumes. The CVs you see.
You don't see quality candidates.
The CVs you see, spoken English.
The job openings are there. The job openings are very much there. But do we have qualified people to fill those roles?
No,
we don't. From this thing we're talking about here. That's where it starts from. And if you have not allocated as much money as you should, where's the magic going to happen from? Anyway, viewers, I need you to comment on this.
Please.
What do you think? Short term, long term. What's your suggestion about what we should do concerning managing these classrooms? What do you think? Adayo, in parting or in closing?
I don't have anything to say. My own is just come and put mouth to this matter because I'm vexing. Like seriously, I've been eating one of my sound. I can't even go and second because I'm vexing. That's how bad I'm vexing. So please, I need to hear your comments on this matter.
Please.
The classrooms are too big.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.
I've even finished my drink, sir.
Don't worry, we'll get you more. But we need you to do this. We need your feedback.
Share.
That feedback is critical. Let's know what you think. What are your suggestions for managing? Teachers, talk to us. Hear from you.
I really need to hear teachers on this,
teachers,
please.
School owners, what do you think?
School owners,
yes.
It does not concern school owners.
It does,
government school ambassador.
If they have ideas,
okay, sure. Private school owners, come and teach us.
These are things we should. And from here, we can also push it out there to say, hey, can teachers, headmistress and principals in schools, government schools, can they adopt this style?
Yeah, but try it out and let's see whether it works for you.
I believe there are some cost-effective things that we can do. Things that we don't have to spend so much money, just be a bit more creative, a bit more innovative. And that's why I say to manage the system.
You can even take some under the tree. Remember that song which you sing?
That's like being Sherry, that's where we play. Not where we
can do classroom. We can do classroom under the tree.
Okay, but in the rainy season, what do you do?
I enter the classroom.
Okay, so let's work with the classroom that we have. It's a really terrible situation, but hey, tell us what you think.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Till we come your way next time, another episode is bye bye from Sele
and Adiayo. See ya.
See ya. Bye.